This is Angel, Mastiff Home Buyers, joining you today for our weekly homeowners lunch and learn. So, I have a special guest today. Hopefully, she'll be able to get on here quickly. Um, the technology is often um, a newly learned skill for people, so I'm going to give her a couple of minutes to get on. But I wanted to go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Angel, and again, I'm with Mastiff Home Buyers. And Jeremy and I started Mastiff Home Buyers 5 years ago, and we help people solve real estate problems. And there is Tracy. Hi,
Hi there.
I can see you.
Yay.
So, how are you?
I am well. I just got off of another Zoom interview, and it's like we were running late. It's like I can't be late.
No, it's okay. This is live broadcast, so we'll have people jumping on and off as they wish, and then we'll save it and we'll put it out there, to share. So I have been promoting it
Yay.
out there, and hopefully we'll get some folks interested. But we
Okay.
wanted to talk to you today, and I thank you for joining me. I'm so excited to talk to you about homeowner safety.
I am
Um,
happy to be here.
so, Tracey Hawkins, you are known as the safety lady. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Sure. I'm trying. Where does the story begin? 35 or so years ago, my twin sister and I got our real estate licenses together. And I did real estate sales for a while. And then I decided, not really what I want to do, not really for me. And so then I got a real job. And I had a couple of real jobs. And it's like, I need to do something different. So I was reading every entrepreneurial magazine out there. It's like, what business can I start that no one else is doing and that serves the community? And so I kept seeing this safety business. People were selling safety products, pepper spray, and they were doing safety classes and everything. So it's like, that's what I want to do. So I started selling pepper spray while working. I was selling it part time to local retailers here in Kansas City. And then next thing you know, I opened a store in a mall. And I had a store and a safety store. So I had child safety, home security, personal safety. So I did that for a few years. And then it's like, I need out. And then so I started talking to real estate companies around Kansas City about safety because no one else was doing it. And then next thing I know, I was doing it on a national basis. And while doing that, I was also doing personal safety workshops for companies like the H&R Block headquarters, Sprint headquarters, Waddell and Reed. So I was doing personal safety workshops and doing real estate safety. So I just went headfirst into safety. I was selling my safety tools and products, and I still do now. Angel, I have like pepper spray and alarm. So it's been safety for me nonstop for 27 years.
Wow, that's awesome. So that's so exciting. And so you said that you have products. Do you
Mhm.
have an online store?
I do, and I'm trying to look around. Trying to think if I have any of those products handy to show you. Of course not.
Well,
I'm in
that's
my
okay.
studio here, and that would be too easy. But I don't. But like
Yeah,
pepper spray. Okay, that's that.
yeah.
So pepper spray. I'm trying to think of where that flyer is. Pepper spray, alarms, and I try to do things a little differently. I took the police academy class here in Kansas City when I first started business, the pepper spray class, because
Okay.
that's something that I was going to be doing and I needed to be serious about it and I needed to make sure I knew what I was talking about. And so I took the police academy class and I kind of made myself a pepper spray expert. So I want to make sure people know the difference between mace, tear gas, and pepper spray. And it's something I was going to be selling, and it's something I needed to educate people how to use it, to have it accessible, how to test it before you need it, and to know the difference between a spray and a stream and the foam. So I made myself a pepper spray expert because that's something that people were counting on to save their lives. And it needed to be, I needed to know what I was talking about as opposed to someone who just found another product to sell.
Right, right. Well, so I do have your general information here, and I will also share that. I don't know if I can post it in the chat. I may be able to. It wouldn't let me do it ahead of time. I have to be live. So,
Ah,
but I can pull it up here. Um, and there's a lot of great information here from you for people, that we can share around. Uh,
okay.
but so specific to homeowners,
Hmm.
what thoughts do you have for homeowners about safety, regardless of where they live? Um,
Right.
Maybe they live in an area that is the absolute safest. There's not a lot of issues, and they think that they are completely safe. I assume there are probably still some things that tips that you have for them to continue to keep themselves safe.
Okay, so let's start with the area first and foremost. And when people say that I live in a safe neighborhood or I only go safe places, I don't go dangerous places, that's where I say we need to stop. As long as criminals have cars, all neighborhoods can be dangerous. Some are more dangerous than others. So, no such thing as a safe neighborhood. As a matter of fact, safe neighborhoods are the neighborhoods where people leave their garage doors open and they're inside or they're working in the backyard. They leave their cars unlocked. And I even heard of people leaving their key fob in their little cup holders because it's a safe neighborhood. And
Right.
I'm saying, stop it. Because criminals know that people, their guards are down. Criminals know that
Mhm.
people are complacent. They think nothing's going to happen here. That's where it's going to happen. And if it's in the upscale neighborhoods, that's where the good stuff is, Angel. So
Right.
everyone, no matter where you live, you need to be alert and aware. I don't say be scared because we don't operate from a place of fear, but empowerment. That means be alert and aware. And the number one thing for safety in a neighborhood is a nosy neighbor. And in my neighborhood, I'm that girl. I am right now, I have my home office where I can look out the window and
Uh-huh.
I know whose car belongs in my neighborhood. As a matter of fact, I remember a few years ago looking out of the window and I saw a moving truck back up to the house across the street. And it's like, I didn't know they were moving. Interesting. And then I see someone get out of the truck and they walk around to the backyard and it's like, uh-uh. And then they go to the front of the house and they climb up on the balcony where the windows are. And it's like, okay, 911 time. So
Yeah.
I called 911 and it turns out that they were friends of theirs waiting for them to come home so they can help them move. But meanwhile, it didn't look right. And so the
Right.
problem that I find in neighborhoods are people don't want to be nosy. They don't want to, they think it's not my business. But what it is, it's all of our business. And if you're a nosy neighbor, you're the one who's going to keep people from being a porch pirate. If I see someone go on the porch of my neighbor, I'm saying something. And then here's a story. And I live in what is, I'm in South Kansas City in a relatively safe neighborhood because crime happens everywhere. And I remember looking out of my kitchen window and I saw a guy in front of, and this was the summer. So I see a guy in front of my neighbor's house. It's like he doesn't belong there. That's odd. Later on, from the neighbor across the street, she saw that guy kick in the front door of my next door neighbor. I happened to be looking out to see him get in the car, so I was able to provide a description. So nosy neighbors are the ones who hopefully can stop crime in time or who can at least report crime so that people know that we don't do that in neighborhoods. So be the nosy neighbor. If you see something, say something. And because you're thinking, I don't care what happens over there, it's not my business. But what if it's your house? You want someone to call you and say, hey, be careful, and along those lines, exchange your contact information with your neighbors because I can call my neighbors. If I see something, I can text them and they can do the same for me. So being a nosy neighbor is a good neighbor.
Yeah. I think that's great advice. And I'm for one am going to do better at that. I do have text or phone numbers for some of my neighbors, but
Mhm.
probably not all of the ones that I can see from here. We live out in the country sort of.
Mhm.
So we all have 4 acres.
Right.
But you still see stuff. So you see cars creeping by out here, or you see somebody stopped, and a lot of times the people that are stopped, they're lost. They're like, I don't
Mhm.
know where I am. I've never been to this neighborhood. They're DoorDasher or Amazon or something trying, because you never know these days because people drive their own cars to
Right.
deliver stuff.
So
So
there are
you
two
just have
schools of
to,
thought there. Two schools of thought. If you see someone, then you think, oh my God, they're criminals. They're coming to burglarize us. It's a stranger. I'm calling 911. Or the other one is, oh, they're fine. They're just a delivery driver. They don't mean any harm. So both of them making assumptions in both cases could be dangerous, because the
right,
person that you're assuming is a delivery driver may be looking for those packages on the porch. So you still need to pay attention. And the ones that you think, oh my God, they're coming to rob us, we don't know them, still pay attention. And you use your judgment, use your instinct, whether or not it's a situation to dial 911. And if in doubt in either situation, dial 911. It's not for you to say, they're probably okay, or oh, they're criminals. Dial 911 and let the specialist, let them make a decision whether or not it rises to that level of crime. And don't worry about, oh, well, if I call the police, that's mean, or I'm in a certain category. Call the police, let them do their jobs. It's not up to you how they do them, but your job is to let them do their jobs.
right, right. So, what about prevention? What are some things that we can do as homeowners, to deter crime, or to just increase our safety in general? Because it doesn't just need to be safety from crime, but
Mhm.
even though that's the main.
Right. One thing is, Angel, I'm all over Nextdoor. I am addicted to Nextdoor, and I think that everyone needs to be on Nextdoor. Every single person needs to be on there, not only to be a good neighbor, to get to know your neighbors, but also to know what goes on around you. If and on a Nextdoor, and I like that they make sure that you are who you say they are. So if you say I belong to this neighborhood, they're going to verify. They'll send you a postcard or something at that address, so they make sure you really belong to the neighborhood. And then that way, they know that it's legitimate people. So you don't have that anonymous, and you don't have that trolling stuff. So it's true neighbors. And you get to set the radius of what areas you want to know about. So what I know is, anywhere in my neighborhood, if there is a stream of burglaries, I'm going to know about it. If there are car thefts, I'm the first to know. I set my notifications every time it happens. Send me a message Nextdoor. If there are porch pirates, if they're close to me, I know about it. So Nextdoor is ideal. Catalytic converter thefts, when they're happening close to you, usually it's a ring and they do a whole neighborhood. If you're alert and aware, then you know you need to pay attention. So I encourage everyone to get on Nextdoor and be a good neighbor. And if you have Ring, Neighbors by Ring does the same thing. You get a notification whenever there's a crime within a certain radius. So you get to see if it's close to where you live, or however far your radius is, so you can pay attention. And I was going to say something else. Nextdoor. Ring. Almost everybody now has a video doorbell or some kind of video camera. And I know that because when I look on Nextdoor and I look on Neighbors by Ring, I am seeing video of crimes being committed. And I am saying, why are we just recording crimes being committed? We're supposed to use those devices in a proactive manner. So the point of having those devices is a heads up and a warning that someone is encroaching your property. Someone is where they're not supposed to be. You must have notifications enabled on your device. You must, because if you don't, then you're the one at the end of the day looking back at the camera to see what happened that day. And if something happened, it's too late. You're the ones posting on social media. Has anyone seen this person? Here's a video of someone committing a crime, and I have the video. So
Yeah.
I'm saying, have the notification. If someone steps on in my driveway, my phone will say, hey, someone's here. I get to look at my phone. If I don't recognize them, how many conversations have I had? I'll just push the button. How can I help you? And everyone's looking around like, what? Yes, I'm here. You don't know where I am, but here's someone paying attention. How can I help you? And you can either say at that time, we don't need anything, go away, or here, I'll come to the door and talk to you. But a lot of times people aren't using those the advanced notifications to prevent a crime. They're simply recording them. So set your notifications to come to your phone, and you can even have a chime inside of your house. So if you don't have a phone and you have Ring, it will let you know the chime throughout the house will say, hey, someone's here. So you get to your device, you get to the door, and you can look out. So utilize those devices, utilize the technology in a proactive manner.
So are you saying that with the Ring, because I know what Ring is, but I don't have one. Are you saying that you get the notification regardless of where you are?
I can show you better than I can tell you. So
Okay.
I have Ring. I have what's called the spotlight camera, and that's the
Okay.
device where I can put it where I want to put it. And I everything's like do it yourself. I don't have the wired option, but that means I have to change the batteries. So what happens is if anyone walks within the protected area, I get a notification on my phone, and I'm going to see if I can show you that where it will say, oh, it's kind of fuzzy. How do
Yeah.
it will say someone's at your front door, person detected
Yeah.
on my front drive, and it tells me the time of day, and there's a picture. And
Okay.
then it also will say a live view. So what I get to do, Angel, is I will just go to my phone if no matter where I am in the world. And for my business, I get to travel and speak a lot. So at any time, I can go to my phone and I can get a live view and I can see exactly what's happening. So for example, at 11:03, there is the mailman walking up my driveway. So no matter where I am in the world, I know my device was activated and oh, it's the mailman. Everything is okay. If I am just wondering, I'm in bed and I thought I heard a noise. What I get to do at that point is I get to push the live view and see what's happening live outside right then and there. And one thing that I've heard people do, and it sounds kind of silly, is I will take my remote and I will just lock my car door throughout the night, and the lights will flash and the car will, the horn sounds. So that way, if there's anyone lurking anywhere in my neighborhood, all of a sudden, here's a car, in the driveway, but someone's doing something to it. I'm not here. I'm getting away from here because I don't know if they're in the car or what. So there are things that you can do utilizing that technology that exists, just to use it in the proper way in a proactive manner.
That is that's fabulous, and that's
It
something
really
that
is.
I didn't really ever think about, and it's simple. I mean, everybody's, I mean, unless they have a car from 1976, have a car that goes beep beep when they push the button and, could utilize that from inside their house at any point in time. That is a great deterrent.
And then even taking it a step further, and the Ring, I want to say the doorbells are like under $200, like 199. The cameras I just saw at Lowe's, the little spotlight camera, they're like 139, normally 199. Do
Uh-huh.
it yourself, and you pay I want to say $399 a month. But then it's not just Ring. There are other companies that offer the video cameras. So the same thing, as long as you set up notifications on your phone, and as long as it allows you to see who's there. If you can just go live at any point in time and look around the neighborhood, I can see my whole, the whole street because I have a wide angle. I can just look up and down the street and see what's going on. So as long as it has that feature, that's what you need to keep safe. And again, I think $399 a month or whatever the annual payment is. So there's nothing to stop you from doing it.
Right, right. So do you think, because a lot of people think that maybe they just set a camera out there and maybe it's not on, but that still deters people. Do you think that's true at all?
Yes, two things. And then in my store, and I'm looking around again to see if I have any, is a warning sign saying, hey, you're on
Okay,
camera. Just
right.
posting a sign, whether or not you have a camera, truly acts as a deterrent. Think
Okay.
about if you're in a store and then you see a sign that says, smile, you're on camera. Do you act differently? Of
Yes.
course you do. So
Yeah.
you're exactly. So you're acting differently when you think there's a camera. And we're all so accustomed to think that there's a camera everywhere you go, no matter what. But when there's a sign in your face saying, smile, you're on camera, or I have video surveillance here, just a sign out front, whether you have a camera or not, it makes people think twice. So is it 100% effective? No. But just like having a camera, criminals are cowards. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be caught. They don't want to be interrupted. So they're going to think twice before they go somewhere that tells everyone that they're on camera. Another thing, then a lot of times you see on next door where people are saying criminals don't care. They walk up and they know there's a camera. They don't care. They're in and out because they think the police are not going to do anything. So there's that school of thought. Some other things that you can do if you think that they don't care about that, is to put, and this is kind of old fashioned, but it can work. A big dog food bowl out front. Big dog food bowl, and they're thinking, "Oh God, there's a big dog in this house somewhere." And then I remember hearing people would say, "Put a pair of men's boots near the front door, muddy men's boots or something near
Yeah.
the front door." I mean, whatever it takes. Now, what you have to be careful of is that they would, you would hear putting a sign out that says "Beware, dangerous dog." Two things. One, if you're saying if you really have a dog and you're saying there's a dangerous dog and your dog attacks someone, there's legal liability there because you're saying, "I know I have a dangerous dog," and now your dangerous dog has attacked someone. So you may just say, beware of dog or warning dog or something along those lines, because that makes people think twice. So just anything you can do to make a criminal think twice. And then I can't say this enough is to lock your door. I have a neighbor who lives in Overland Park, and she says, "Oh, nothing happens here. We leave our door unlocked. We come and go." I said, "Nothing happens here until something happens here." So right now you're okay. You've been lucky, but criminals and when people get desperate, they do desperate things.
Hmm.
And you need to be careful. And I've seen stories where criminals are going house to house checking doors, just something just that simple. So it lock your door and keep your garage doors closed. And there's some fascination with people feeling comfortable leaving their garage doors open, and they could be out back or in the house. And you drive down the street and you see a garage door open, and I'm looking, it's like, oh, okay, they must be somewhere close by. No one in sight. What are you doing?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's great. So you have other things that you think could help homeowners from your experience with just keeping themselves safe outside the house or inside the house?
Okay, so we're talking homes. One thing that I heard a police officer say, and it makes so much sense, is to walk outside in front of your house, stand on the curb, turn around, face your house, and think, how would I break into this house? And you're thinking, oh, my house is secure, not an issue. Think about what happens if you leave a pot of water on the stove boiling, or your baby's crying and you accidentally lock yourself out. I guarantee you're going to find a way in your house.
Mhm.
And so many houses we have like those doors that don't quite latch all the way, but we've been lucky, or we have a window that's not guarded, doesn't have a good lock on it. I guarantee you, if you think like a burglar, look at your house and right now just think, how would I get into my house? I can do that right now. I can tell you how I can get in my house if I'm locked out. So
Mhm.
what I can guarantee you is if you can do the same thing, a professional burglar can as well. Get those things handled immediately. Better locks on your windows. And then you can also, I love technology, but I love simple, easy to do it yourself technology. You can get little magnetic contact alarms, and those are, I sell those as well, but you can find them anywhere, any hardware store. Pill and stick 2-part alarms. Put one on the door or the window and one on the frame. If anyone ever opens that door or window, the moment the contact is broken, the alarm is sounding. So if you have a basement windows and they're away from where you are, put that on the windows. And then one thing that you have to keep in mind, I said so many times, criminals are cowards. They hear that noise the minute the window is open or the door is open. They think, we've got it open, and then all of a sudden there's an alarm. They don't know if it's connected or if the police are on the way or if someone home is coming down to check it out. They
Mhm.
typically won't stand out. So look for simple, easy to use, do it yourself devices like that. And doorstop alarms. That's another one that through the years, I can't tell you how many of those that I've sold. I thought it'd be great for people who are going to hotels or traveling. People use them in their houses, especially that door between the garage and the house, which, by the
Mhm.
way, you should lock no matter how comfortable you feel. And by the way, you should not leave your car keys in your car, even though it's in a locked garage. Just don't do it. Anyway, so put that doorstop alarm right under a door that you think that the lock is just not secure. If someone tries to open that door and they press that lever, that activates the alarm. So it's going to start sounding loudly immediately. And second thing is, they can't get the door open. It's a real doorstop. So I tell people to investigate the options, know the do-it-yourself stuff out there. Hardware stores are a great source of getting those items as well, but look online. But if you're buying something like pepper spray, get it from a reputable person and not just any Susie Q out on the internet selling something that looks cute. You need to know, do your homework, make sure it's a reputable company.
Yeah. So do you want to share more about that, the pepper spray and what people need to look for? How would we know what a reputable company is?
Um,
I assume not just go on Amazon and buy stuff.
there are companies out there. They're selling these self-defense keychains. I don't know if you've seen them, Angel, but they're keychains with the little pom poms, and they have the little blades and a pepper spray, and they have hand sanitizer. Just a whole big conglomeration of stuff, and they're selling those, and people think they're cute, so they're buying them. But my problem is, you're Susie Q sitting at home selling some stuff. Is it mace? Is it tear gas? Is it pepper spray? People need to know that Mace is a brand name. So Mace makes pepper spray. They make alarms, and for a while there, they even owned a chain of car washes. So Mace is a brand name, like Kleenex is for facial tissues. Mace is for pepper spray. So Mace is a brand name. Keep that in mind. Then tear gas. If you have a pepper spray, take it out of the canister. Take a look at it. If it says CN or CS, that means it's tear gas. Throw it away. Tear gas is a pain inducer. It's an antiquated formula. Law enforcement officials won't use it. Mail carriers don't use it. You need OC. And that's why postal carriers use it, because it works on people and it works on dogs. But you need to know that nothing is 100%. But if it's OC, you at least know that's the formula that the professionals, law enforcement officials use. And nothing is 100%. But have you ever been sprayed by pepper spray, Angel, or around it?
I have not.
Good, because it scares me when people say yes. So that's good. That's good. Pepper spray is a natural product. Same thing you have in your kitchen product, in your kitchen cabinet. It's a natural product. It's pepper, cayenne pepper. So if you are in a situation where you need to defend yourself, you are within your legal rights to use pepper spray. So you can spray someone if you think you're in danger. Danger. The beauty is it's a natural product. It's not going to cause any permanent, long lasting damage. It's after 30, 40 minutes, it just wears off. So if you accidentally spray yourself, just splash your face with cold water, get fresh air, and wait for the burning to stop. But what pepper spray does, it allows you to get out of a situation. I
Right.
tell people to have a canister of pepper spray near the bedside, near the front door, definitely always on your key ring, and keep it accessible. If you can't get to it, it does no good. People can see it on your key ring, so they know what it is, they know what it does. And criminals take between 7 to 10 seconds to decide who's going to be their next victim. If you're the person walking with that pepper spray right there at hand, they know what it is. They're going to think twice before they bother you. So pepper spray has a shelf life, typically 2 to 3 years. Look at the label. Look at every canister must have an expiration date. And the most important thing, and I can't say it enough, is to test your spray. So if you have a spray and you say, I've had it for 10 years, it's fine. It's like, no, it's not fine. Aerosol canisters lose pressure over time. So you could try to spray it and nothing's going to happen, or it can just trickle out. So test it every 6 months or so. Take your half-ounce canister outside, give it a spray. Make sure it's not windy, because you don't want it to blow back on you, but you need to make sure it's in working order. And then you need to be familiar with it. You need to know what's going to happen if you ever need to spray and defend yourself. So pepper spray, get the right formula, buy it from a reputable source. I get nervous again when people are selling it on the internet. It's like, who are you and where did you get it from? Sometimes gas stations or beauty supply stores have pepper spray. Again, do your homework and know what you're getting. And the most important thing is to test it and have it accessible.
Yeah. Well, and for most of us, we just wouldn't know what to look for. So I wouldn't know that, if I was in a beauty shop or somewhere and they had something like that, I wouldn't know that it was bad or if it was good or bad. I would have no idea.
That's why you get it from a reputable source, someone who knows what they're talking about. And I'm not just pointing the finger at me, although, again, that's what I do. But no matter where you are in the world, do your homework, do your research, look at the brand name, look at the contents, make sure you're buying something that's going to work, and the expiration date. I don't care when you buy it. If you purchased it and it was old, it's not going to serve you. So know when it expires.
Right. So tell me, I know we're like, how long have we been on here? We can go as long as we need to, but I try to keep them to about a half hour, because to protect your time. And I'm sure you have great places to go this afternoon. But can you give me your online store information so I can put it here in the chat?
I am actually I'm trying to find oh, here it is. I'm going to send you this, and this has everything. If I email it to you, are you able to grab it and post it?
I should be able to, yes.
Okay, let me do that right this moment. I'm going to email it to you because it shows the items that I have. There you are. And it shows how to reach me. You can get these online. And for
Okay.
those who are local, I do deliver for free to businesses. So I will come to your business and, okay, I just sent it. Let me know when you get it. I wish I would have thought to have the items handy. I apologize for not thinking of that, but usually when I'm on a podcast, I'm just talking. So I don't usually get a chance to show, but I deliver free to businesses. So, or apartment communities, I go to the office, but not to individual homes for safety reasons, as you can imagine. And one thing that I found, Angel, in this buy online world is that I've met people at the police department, and they offer services for people. And this is something good that people need to know about. If you're buying online, like Facebook Marketplace, instead of having strangers come to your house or meeting strangers at their houses, and there are crime stories about those, the police department here in Kansas City says, we have a space designated for you to come here and do your online purchases. So come here and think about it. If someone's going to try to rob someone from an online purchase, they're not going to do it at a police department. So they designate the area there. You can meet in the lobby, exchange information. It's one of the best services that our police department offers people. And another thing is I will meet at Quick Trips or somewhere public like that. And that's another thing, if you're shopping online, that you can go to a public place because I no longer have the store, so I have to meet people where they are. So I don't know, did you get that flyer?
I did. Now I'm trying to figure out how I can get it in a format so I can drop it here in the chat.
Yeah, because I have found that people like safety products, but sometimes it's important to be fashionable. And I remember thinking that's not important, but I have found out that people love the glittery products. They love the glittery alarms and pepper spray. So you, again, meet people where they are. If that's what it takes to get someone to carry pepper spray because it's cute,
Yeah.
I'll provide that too. And if you just want basic, and then I know that story over the summer, people who were jogging when the young lady was assaulted while she's jogging, then the jogger pepper spray is on there. You can just attach it to your hand. And when people are out walking their pets, another thing, please have some kind of light reflective clothing on. I can't say that enough. And you see on Nextdoor, people are talking about driving in the early mornings or evenings. People are out walking their dogs. They have on dark colored clothing. And how many close calls have we had? So have on some kind of light reflective gear, and even have your pepper spray handy, because pepper spray works on people and dogs. And if your dog gets into a conflict, you can't physically break it up, but that pepper spray can. And even if your dog gets hit, it won't cause any permanent damage.
Right. Awesome. Okay. Now I'm having a hard time figuring out how to get it into the chat.
Okay, but if they find my website,
That's on here, right?
It should be on there. Yeah, they can find me. They can always find me and online, and you can reach me and order that way. I think it should be on there. I'm sure it is. Yeah, it's on there.
It is. So
Yeah.
I'm going to at least do this and drop the online. It's a Shopify here. I dropped that in the chat. So it will be out there. Um,
I'm going to be updating the Shopify. So instead of Shopify, people can
okay.
find me on my website. I forgot to take that off. So safetyandsecuritysource.com is where they
Okay.
can find me, and they can buy items there.
So it would be www dot safety. Is it all just one word?
It's, I don't know if you can see that, safety and security source on my background. Safety, and just like in the Shopify, safety and security source, except it's .com.
Are the little hashes in there?
Nope. Safety and security source.com.
Okay. Is that right?
Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
And that's also the way I do safety presentations for businesses. I do the lunch and learn, like I said, at corporations, businesses of all sizes, neighborhood groups, and I also do the expo. That's one thing I started out doing in Kansas City. I will take the safety store to businesses and organizations, set up in the conference room, give me a conference table, and there's a safety store there. I bring it with me, and that way I can answer questions. If people have questions how to use it, I can demonstrate the items one-on-one with them. So that's something that I want to get back to doing more of locally here, is invite me to do a workshop or invite me to set up my table and my safety products and do a safety product expo.
Awesome. That is awesome. Well, I appreciate your time today. This has been fabulous. I think it's great information. I definitely learned
Good.
a lot of things that you like you said. I think in one of your flyers, you said people think maybe safety is boring, or somebody had said that, commented, but it really isn't. There's just a lot of stuff that you really don't think about.
Right. It doesn't have to be boring. As long as it's actionable, it's not just points, do this, do this, do that. If it's actionable, here's what you need to do, here's how to do it, and here's why you need to do it. Make it actionable and make it interactive. That way people take responsibility for their own safety and they don't sit around waiting. So that's what I have learned to do, Angel, is to
Yeah.
make it, do it yourselfable and make it achievable.
Yeah, absolutely. So, is there anything else that we missed that you want to share before we jump off and get on
Oh,
with your day?
one thing that every single safety program I lead with, trusting your gut. I don't know if you could see this book here, The Gift of Fear by Gavin D. Becker. I always saw him on Oprah. He talks about the survival signal that we all possess, and that's our instinct. So I'm telling everyone, trust your gut. If you get a funny feeling, whether it's someone in the neighborhood, in a store, someone that you come in contact with, and your body is telling you, something's not right. If the hairs are standing up on your arm, your heart's beating fast, you get that funny feeling in your stomach,
Yeah,
listen to your instinct, because its sole job is to keep us safe. It has no other agenda except to warn us when we're in danger. Every animal in nature has that voice, that sixth sense, gut sense, instinct, intuition, spidey sense, whatever you want to call it, flight or flight. Human beings are the only ones who ignore it. So if you get that feeling, get out of the situation, make up an excuse, apologize later, but do not discount that warning signal that's designed to protect you.
that's great. So I anticipate maybe some great stuff from the safety lady. Maybe you can write a book for us.
I'm a writer too. I'm a published writer, as you probably know. So any content, that's what I do. That's what I'm doing this afternoon. I've got a lot of articles that I need to get out.
Yeah.
Deadlines.
Oh no.
Oops. I was moving my book a little too much today.
Oh, no. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And, I will get this posted. It will be out there on our Facebook and our YouTube. You can also share it to your channels. If you need a downloadable copy, let me know and I will get you that over as well. So
Will
I
do.
appreciate it. And
Okay.
if there's ever anything you need from us, let us know.
We'll do same thing here, Angel. Everybody be safe.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.